Girl, you getting ready to celebrate next week? Because Thanksgiving is coming, whether you're ready or not. It is absolutely coming. And when your heart feels the saddest, and then we add a holiday on top of that, who wants to be involved in that? Because I sure don't. You're staring down the week. Next week, you're looking on the calendar and it says Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving. Your heart feels like it's carrying 100 pounds. Everyone else is talking about recipes. People are shopping. They're putting up holiday decorations because the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to tell you guys what it is. You're just trying to breathe. You ain't worried about celebrating anything. Celebrating anything while your heart is cracked wide open is one of the hardest things we have to do as a human. And a lot of people don't get it. They just don't get it. And when I tell you that's not weakness, it's not weakness. That is grief doing exactly what grief does. It is grieving. And today I'm going to give you some real steps to get you ready for the holidays. And then I'm going to guide you right into processing the pain of grief. I'm going to walk you through some of the results you'll get when you join Processing the Pain of Grief in the membership. Because this work changes everything for the grievers. The griever who doesn't know what she's doing, who is in pain, and who is trying to figure it out. So number one, I want you to pace yourself. Pace yourself. Thanksgiving is loud. People are loud. The house is going to be out loud. And for the grieving brain, it is absolutely too much. Social demands, travel, family drama, all of it hits the nervous system harder than anything right now. Give yourself permission to slip away. Give yourself permission to step away. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. Walk out onto the porch. Walk out into the bathroom. Go outside and sit by the pool, even though it's freezing cold outside, and just breathe. Just breathe. That's all you need to do. And this, my friends, is not weakness. It is regulating the nervous system. It is you regulating your body, and it is absolutely okay. And I give you full permission to do that. Allow the full range of emotions. You're going to go from this to this. You're going to be at grandma's house. Aunt Mary's going to come in. You haven't seen Aunt Mary since the funeral. You and her are very, very close, and you're so excited to see her. And you're like, Aunt Mary. And she's like, Sharon. And as soon as you walk towards her, you see that her eyes have tears in them. Because this is the first time she has hit the grief head on since he died. And this is the first time you've seen her since he died. You might feel joy in the moment, but when you touch that memory of the two of you together, you feel gutted out of nowhere. That emotional swing is normal. Research shows that acute grief disrupts the limbic system and increases emotional sensitivity. You are not unstable. You are human, and your body and brain are doing exactly what it's supposed to do. What did you plan to do for Thanksgiving? Did you come to the holiday care plan? Did you create a plan? What did you create in that plan? What are you going to do when they start messing with your peace? What are you going to do when no support calls come? What tools did you write down to use? Pull out the damn plan. You created the plan. Now use the plan before you get knocked down onto your knees. Using the plan was always there to stabilize you, to stabilize your heart. So pull out the plan. And if you didn't attend and you don't have a plan, there's still time to create a plan. What are you going to eat? What are you going to drink? What are you going to wear? Who are you going to talk to? Who are you hanging out with? Whose house are you going? If you're not going, what are you going to eat? What are you going to drink? What are you going to wear? Who are you going to talk to on the phone? It's the plan, girl. It's the plan. Let go of control. Grief doesn't follow a script. You cannot force yourself to be happy. You cannot force yourself to force the pain away. You cannot come in the house and pretend like it didn't happen. Let yourself feel what it needs to feel. Sometimes you may want to feel the feels before you go, or plan to feel the feels after you come home. You trying to control the grief is only going to make it louder. It is only going to make it that much louder. Thanksgiving is a day where we all come together as a family. But for you, the griever, Thanksgiving is now going to be the day that you're honoring your person with you, whether you do that out loud with everyone or you do it privately to yourself. Are you going to wear his favorite color green shirt? Are you going to wear his green shirt that he used to wear all the time? Are you going to wear her earrings or her favorite color lipstick? Are you going to put your hair in the style that she loved? Because pretending is not a plan. Pretending is not a plan. And you pretending like this didn't happen or he doesn't matter is bullshit. So don't do it. Create space for them. Create space for them. When you create space for your person on Thanksgiving Day in your heart, soul, and spirit, that is your courage. That is your grief courage showing up for you that day. Grief feels so much like fear. Courage says, I know that there's fear and I do it anyway. Courage says, I know there's fear, but I walk through it anyway. And even though you are scared, you will feel broken, and you don't know what to do, courage says, do it anyway. Light a candle. Say their name. Wear something that reminds you of them. Anything that honors their place, them in the place. I didn't read that right. Anything that honors their place in your story, in your grief healing story. Where's their place in the middle of your story? Where do you honor that? Doesn't that sound better? Yeah, it sounds so much better. Believe in your healing. Believe in your healing. And know that this day of Thanksgiving adds to that. You are not stuck. You're not broken. You are doing one part of your grief story, and that is going through Thanksgiving today. And that is going to add, these small steps that you're doing are going to add to your grief story. And one day when you put it all together, you're going to tell, yeah, and that year, that was my first year. No, it was the second year. Yeah, but I think the third year was the hardest. It's one moment at a time, love. Thanksgiving is only one chapter in that book. It's only one little tiny chapter. It's not the whole book. His life was the whole book. Your love was the whole book. You two together was the whole book. This is just one little tiny part in that book. Now, let me tell you what happens when someone is grieving and they come and they find me. They come and they find me, and I start talking to them about grief healing. What it looks like to actually heal, what it looks like to actually feel, what it looks like to actually feel these emotions. That's what I talk to them about. Because I'm telling you, up until now, most people have heard this. You will feel like this for the rest of your life. Girl, just give it time. You'll feel better. When I tell you there's so much misinformation out there in the world, there are so many lies for us as far as grief is concerned. I'm going to say it again. There is so much misinformation and so much lies for us out in the world. One of the first things that I do is I put you in a program. I offer you a program called Processing the Pain of Grief. It is a membership. It is a membership where I teach you about grieving. I want you to understand what grieving is. How are you going to move through grief if you don't even understand what it is? I mean, do you think the heart surgeon understood how to do the heart surgery? Yes. Then you, the griever, need to understand how to do the grieving. You need to understand what it is. When your grief pain comes down into your heart, and it will, you need to understand what is happening to your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. You need to understand how to process that pain instead of avoiding it. What is your nervous system doing? I'm telling you, all of what I'm teaching you is supported by research. Emotional processing and stress, and how to reduce it. Your thoughts are going to run like wildfire. And those thoughts are going to try to run your story. They're going to run your life. They're going to try to run your life. Grief thoughts hit hard, and then they repeat harder, and then they repeat harder. And they will, without a doubt, hijack your life. They will hijack your day. Why? That's what you need to learn. Why is this happening to me? Why do I need to do thought work? Why is it that what Sharon said makes so much sense to me? Why do I have continued suffering right now? Friends, you need to understand your emotions. What's going on in your heart? What's going on in these emotions? What does sad feel like? What does mad feel like? Why do I keep feeling these emotions over and over again? Every class, I give you tools. And these tools are designed to help you handle hard days without shutting down or exploding. You need to learn what emotions are, how to regulate those emotions, how to move through the emotions. And yes, it is absolutely teachable. Because once you become the griever and once the grief starts grieving, guess what happens? You don't want to do it. You need to understand your grief story. You need to understand your grief story so you can stop feeling lost, so you can stop guessing, so you can learn where the pain is coming from. You can learn how this works instead of fighting it. Inside processing the pain of grief, you're going to get real support. You're not doing this alone. There are other people in the group. So you get things like Grief Study Hall. I'm going to give you ongoing lessons, but most importantly, you get a place to show up as you are with no pretending, as a griever, crying, broken. And we accept you as you are, and we're going to hold that grief for you. Friends, stop pretending like you're okay. Start moving forward with your person in your heart, not pushing back against it. What does it mean when you start moving forward with your person in your heart? It means the grief is going to shift. All of that pain you're feeling is going to shift. What happens in the first shift? In the first shift, you notice you're not crying every hour. You notice, man, I made it 3 hours without crying. You're still going to cry. You notice that someone's going to say their name and it's not going to totally break you down. You notice you're going to look at a picture and it's not going to totally break you down. When you learn how to process the pain, when you learn how to process the grief pain properly, the way it should be done, you're going to start realizing what to do with this pain, what your brain and heart are trying to do as they line up on the same page. Right now, you're all over the place, all willy-nilly, and you're in pain, and you're grabbing on anything that feels right. I want to teach you how to live again without betraying the memories. Friends, this is the core of grief healing, the core of the transformation that happens inside of processing the pain of grief. My only number one job is to help you shift that grief just enough so you can stand upright, so you can breathe, so you can talk without falling apart. There absolutely are grievers who tell me every time they come into the class, they cry. And then all of a sudden, one day, they notice the shift for themselves. So here you are, stepping in the holiday that did not ask for a broken heart, that did not ask for a heart that still aches. And you're stepping into it anyway. Lean on your plan, my friends. Take care of yourself. Use the tips that I just gave you. And when you're ready for deeper work, and when you're tired of just trying to survive this all alone, that's where you'll want to step into processing the pain of grief. You can also join me at the Grief School on Facebook. It's a great place to start. There, every Thursday, I do a class called Courage to Grieve at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. I record it, so it's there. If you don't get it right at 10 a.m., you can get it sometime throughout the day. But here's what I want to leave you with first and foremost. The holidays are going to be different. But different doesn't mean undoable. Doesn't mean that you can't do it. I have faith in you. You're going to be okay. And if it becomes too much, get the hell out of there. That's okay too. I promise you. All right, friends. My heart to yours.